You refer to the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force.
The Sith have been extinct for a millennium.
What? Having made several different Star Wars theory videos over the last couple months, one thing I've seen brought up numerous times both in the comments of my own videos and in others is the notion of the Jedi Prophecy. But when you think a little bit deeper about it all, the Jedi Prophecy is stupid. Not just stupid, but really makes no sense at all. Now, everybody knows that the prophecy tells of a person who will bring balance to the Force. And apparently to the Jedi, balance means that there are only Jedi and no Sith, which is a really weird definition of balance. This gets a little bit redeemed in The Force Awakens when Lor San Tekka tells Poe Dameron, without the Jedi, there can be no balance, essentially implying that the Sith are going to be a part of things, or at the very least the dark side will be present, and without the Jedi to fight that, then there is no balance. And yes, maybe in that sense the Jedi Prophecy would make a little bit of sense. But if you ask me, that line was in there for the sake of backtracking, to try and sort of cover up the mistakes of previous films so that they don't necessarily have to deal with the bad parts of that moving forward. Sadly though, many people still seem fixated on the notion that in order for there to be balance in the Force, the dark side has to be completely extinguished. And understandably so, because they outright tell us that that's what the prophecy actually is. And that, by its very definition, would be imbalance. Then you have the obvious question of who is it that came up with this prophecy? What superior power did they have to enable them to foretell such a prophecy? One would have thought with 1,000 years of being the protectors of peace and justice in the galaxy, the Jedi would have continually grown stronger in the Force, to the point where whatever power was unlocked by whoever foretold this prophecy might have been almost common by this point in time. Especially with somebody on hand like Yoda, who's pretty much hailed as the greatest Jedi Master ever. Speaking of that 1,000 years of peace and justice though, it is outright stated that the Sith have been extinct for a millennium. By the sound of things, your prophecy was fulfilled a long time ago by somebody else. So why are you looking for some chosen one to fulfill this prophecy? That exact Jedi Council meeting literally goes directly from talking about how the Sith have been extinct for a millennium to literally talking about a prophecy about a chosen one to destroy the Sith who were already apparently destroyed a millennium ago. You would think that such a monumental prophecy would foretell more than just a couple years of peace that the galaxy got from the power of the dark side. Yet here we are again, with powerful Force users harnessing the power of the dark side to fight the Jedi. Now you're probably wondering what my point is with this all, and the main thing is to just forget about this prophecy. Even Yoda himself acknowledges that they all could have been wrong about this thing from the very start by saying in episode 3, a prophecy that misread could have been. When it all boils down, Star Wars was always at its best when it was as simple as good guys versus bad guys. Trying to fulfill some prophecy that doesn't make any sense anyway doesn't add anything to the story. Waiting on these newer characters to somehow fulfill this prophecy that wasn't fulfilled by previous characters is really only just dragging along what was already a horribly written idea to begin with. The struggle between good and evil will obviously continue to rage on, and once one evil is vanquished, new evil will rise in its place. And because of that, we'll continue to get intriguing storylines from intriguing characters, not some fulfillment of some boring prophecy. And as long as that's the focus of the writers of Star Wars moving forward, every one of us is going to be better off for it each time we take a step back into that galaxy far, far away. So that's just a couple quick thoughts of mine about the Jedi Prophecy and how I really feel about that whole thing. Be sure to check out the annotation links below to links to a couple other Star Wars videos of mine that I think you'll really enjoy. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do so because plenty more Star Wars content will be on its way. Thanks again for watching, everybody.